This is what happened to Anna after Happily Ever After. Princess Anna brings a whole new meaning to the word courage. While she might not have any magical powers of her own, she'll do just about anything to save the ones she loves. Watch until the end to find out if Anna ever develops powers of her own. First time at the things? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Now let's find out what Anna's been up to since her Happily Ever After.
Cold.
She gets married to Kristoff. Some Frozen fans would rather not see Anna and Kristoff get married in Frozen 2, and while they might have their reasons, not everyone agrees with them. Disney has decided to omit weddings from their latest films. Instead, they've chosen to focus on friendships and family relationships. This prevents the younger generation from making unrealistic assumptions about love and prompts them to focus on finding themselves. While we couldn't agree more, we think that Anna and Kristoff are simply perfect for each other. So while there might not be a royal wedding in Frozen 2, we expect there to be one in the future. Despite not airing this special event, it's been confirmed by Disney that Anna and Kristoff eventually do get married. However, they don't rush into things this time around. Do you remember when Anna and Hans fell in love? If so, you surely recall how they decided to get hitched within an hour or so of meeting one another.
You mean to tell me you got engaged to someone you just met that day?
Yes, pay attention.
Despite Elsa's warnings, Anna was ready to jump into a lifelong commitment because she was under the notion that true love conquered all. Well, reality hit the young princess like a ton of bricks, especially since Hans turned out to be a power-hungry lunatic. So knowing this, Anna and Kristoff took their time to get married and the wait paid off. She has a family. Have you ever wondered why Disney princesses don't usually have children? Well, we have, and believe it or not, but Ariel is one of the few Disney princesses who has a child of her own. As a matter of fact, Princess Melody even got her own movie. While we'd love to see Jasmine, Snow White, and Belle become mothers, some of these characters are simply too young. In the past, Disney princesses were made to be around 16 years old or younger, and despite the many years that have passed by, they haven't aged a day. This all changed when movies like Moana, Brave, and Frozen came out. The newest princesses were older and less focused on getting married and having babies of their own. Regardless of this, babies do make the world go round. So with this in mind, we can only expect that Anna and Kristoff will eventually want to have kids. Anyone who has played Sims 4, Frozen for Kids, knows that these two characters will eventually have a family of their own. However, those who haven't played this video game aren't in the loop. While Anna and Kristoff aren't in a rush to have a family, they will allegedly have a boy and a girl when the timing is right. She moves out of the castle. Anna might be the princess of Arendelle, but she'll never be a queen, and for the most part, this doesn't seem to bother her. While she loves her sister Elsa with all of her heart, there might come a day when she wants to build a life of her own. Sure, Elsa is more than happy to share her duties with her younger sister, but Anna might start to dream a different dream. Although Elsa has shown little to no interest in getting married, or relationships in general, there might come a day when she does meet someone special, and if the queen gets married and has kids of her own, there will be little left for Anna to do in Arendelle. So Kristoff might enjoy living in the castle. He might also grow a little bored of the same old cordial affairs. So the newlyweds could potentially decide to relocate and start building the life they've always dreamed of. If you're curious to find out just where Anna and Kristoff will wind up, stay tuned because we'll reveal their new location at the end of this video. She gets kidnapped by Hans. When Anna met Hans for the first time, she mistook him for the love of her life. While they appeared to be perfectly in sync, Hans had other motives in mind. As many of you know, Hans is the prince of the Southern Isles. However, he's 13th in line for the throne. While most people in his situation would accept that they'll never be king, Hans cooked up a plan of his own that placed him on Arendelle's throne. After charming his way into Anna's heart, he conspired against her family and planned to have Elsa killed. But sooner than later, his plans unfoiled before his eyes. So much so that the last time we saw Hans, Anna punched him in the face so hard that he flew into the ocean. So, while we'd love to believe that Hans let bygones be bygones, we expect that he'll be back for round 2. And his comeback might happen sooner than we think. Some fans speculate that Hans will be a returning character in Frozen 2, but believe it or not, it's said that Hans will become Queen Elsa's love interest, which is slightly absurd. But hey, people can change, right? She goes to college in Corona. While it might be hard to believe princesses are also required to go to college, sure, Queen Elsa might have bigger fish to fry, but Anna still has to come up with a life plan of some sorts. By now, it's no secret that Anna is a kind and nurturing person, which is why she might wish to become a veterinarian. This would surely make Kristoff happy, especially since he has a reindeer of his own who might one day need tending too. To get the best education possible, however, Anna might be required to leave Arendelle for a year or two. Choosing to follow her dreams, Anna might move to Corona, where she can live with her cousin Rapunzel while she goes to college. Despite wanting to go with her, Kristoff would have to stay behind to take care of Sven. So with this in mind, the couple decides to partake in a long-distance relationship, but not before getting engaged first.
I could. I'd like to. May I? May we?
She's bringing criminals to justice. All Anna ever wanted was to play with her sister. Sadly, Elsa was forced to give her the cold shoulder to prevent her from getting hurt. After tragically losing their parents, Elsa vowed to protect her younger sister by staying as far away from her as possible. After all, it was her powers that nearly got her killed in the first place. After almost getting fooled by Hans, Anna received a newfound appreciation for justice. With this in mind, she set out to protect the people of Arendelle by putting an end to crime and malice. This was no easy feat, however, which is why Kristoff chose to join his girlfriend's ranks. Together, the couple solved crimes and brought criminals to justice whenever they could. Sadly, they were never able to locate Hans again. Despite having attempted to murder the Queen of Arendelle, Hans was allowed to sail away to the Southern Isles and continue badgering people with his evil plots. This would never have happened if Arendelle had been equipped with a proper law enforcement department. So wanting to keep the Queen and her people safe, Anna set out to create Arendelle's first ever police station. After forming the ultimate police force, Anna felt much better about moving out of Arendelle and starting her life with Kristoff. Although she still makes it a point to visit her sister a few times a year, Anna has her hands busy with a newfound purpose. So don't go anywhere because we're going to reveal where Anna and Kristoff moved in a few seconds.
I like the open gates. We are never closing them again.
She finds out the truth about her parents. All Elsa and Anna ever wanted was to see their parents again, but it looks like they'll have to settle for their brother. It's been stated that Tarzan is none other than the Prince of Arendelle, and while many Disney fans marveled over the possibility of him reuniting with his family, whether or not this will happen in Frozen 2 remains to be unknown. But for the sake of imagination, let's pretend that Tarzan somehow finds his way back to Arendelle. After marrying Jane and moving to her hometown, Tarzan sees a picture of his parents in the local newspaper. Beneath it is a paragraph stating that King Agnar and Queen Aduna's daughter Elsa has just been crowned as the Queen of Arendelle. Stunned by the news, he and Jane travel north to Arendelle to connect with his long-lost family. Despite only having an old picture of his parents as proof, Elsa and Anna welcome him back with open arms. Their baby brother's existence confirms that their parents didn't perish at sea, but were instead shipwrecked on an uncharted island. We don't know about you, but we'd love to see a family reunion take place in Frozen 2. However, for this to happen, Tarzan and Jane would have to be reimagined in the same animation style that we see present in Frozen. Should this fan theory fail to come to light in Frozen 2, we're sure that Disney will consider it for Frozen 3. She becomes Mother CLAUS. We all love Kristoff. He's funny, sweet, and caring.
Are you some sort of love expert?
No, but I have friends who are.
But most of all, he would do anything for Princess Anna. If you've been patiently waiting to find out where Anna and Kristoff moved to after choosing to leave Arendelle, you're in luck, because we're about to spill the beans. So believe it or not, but our two love bugs are moving to the North Pole, where they will train to become Father and Mother CLAUS. If you're having a little trouble accepting this information, listen carefully, because we're about to lay out the facts. First off, Kristoff is the Scandinavian version of the English name Christopher, which is Santa Claus's first name. Secondly, Kristoff rides a sleigh that is pulled by a reindeer. And let's face it, only one other man is known for doing the same. Thirdly, Kristoff was raised by a group of trolls, who could easily be interpreted as elves. So knowing all of this, is it too far-fetched to believe that Anna will one day become Mother Claus? To contribute to Kristoff's vision, Anna will use her veterinarian degree to take care of the countless reindeers she will end up owning. Together, she and Kristoff will create one of the best-known traditions the world has ever encountered, and they will make sure to uphold it too. While being the Princess of Arendelle has a nice ring to it, Anna will find her place in the world and bring joy to millions of children. While some fans think that Kristoff will become the first ever Santa Claus, others believe that his actual dad is the original Father Christmas, and instead of getting left behind as a child, Kristoff accidentally fell off his father's sleigh and was never found again. So after a long search, the original Santa Claus will locate Kristoff and urge him to come back home and follow in his footsteps. She develops powers of her own. Queen Elsa's powers started to manifest from a young age. However, her mom and dad didn't have the slightest clue of where they came from. While it's true that their cousin Rapunzel also has magical powers, hers are the result of a powerful flower. However, when it comes to Elsa's gifts, nobody knows where they came from or how they work. Some fans believe that Anna will develop powers of her own. However, they think that hers will only start to manifest come Frozen 2. So, if Elsa is the Ice Queen, what does that make Anna? Well, popular belief states that Anna will develop fire powers and become known as the Fire Princess. Although we'd love for both of these sisters to have special powers, it's hard to believe that Anna's magics would have taken so long to kick in. If there's one thing that's for sure though, it's that fire powers would come in handy should Anna ever move to the North Pole. After all, no one wants to live in freezing winter conditions forever. So, do you think Anna is going to be given magical powers? Let us know in the comments. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on The Things.